So yes, I've led. So I'm originally my background is legal, predominantly. Then I led public policy, regulatory sustainability, foundations, and public affairs regulatory. So I think it made me more aware of the how all these disciplines uh, work with one another to deliver on the bigger goal. The bigger goal is for Vodacom to connect for a better future. For us to be able to really serve our purpose, we need to have the right regulatory landscape. We need to have the fair market play. We need to have the right legal and compliance backdrop, because this is where the trust is built with governments, with regulators, with our stakeholders at large, with our investors. So when you have the legal and compliance mindset, it drives your decision making in terms of how do you approach problems. Do you approach it with trying to maneuver, or do you approach it with trying to use the trust that you build, use your reputation as a decent corporate citizen, as a trustworthy partner to governments, to regulators, to parliamentaries, to all our stakeholders, to investors. So eventually they play. I think they complement one another quite a lot, and I think throughout my career, this was the foundation, the underlying foundation for all successes that I achieved for my companies that I worked. The Vodafone Egypt and now Vodafone. Thinking about how this plays for Africa, I think it's quite the same with a lot of culture inclusive approach that I would what I would that I would want to stress here, which is what happens. What works for DRC doesn't necessarily work for Tanzania. What works for Tanzania doesn't necessarily work for South Africa. What worked in Egypt doesn't necessarily work for South Africa. So, and I think I have to admit, it might have been one of the perceptions I had when I first joined Vodacom Group function. I thought that what created success for Vodafone Egypt might be the exact same formula that would create success elsewhere. I think it. I would go one step back, and I think about Vodacom with the level of debates that happen in the executive committee discussions, in the board meetings. That's where the true purpose comes to life. That's where decisions are not taking only thinking revenue or profit. It's taken where the purpose really comes to life, that we have to always 100% of the time be a responsible business. So that's one big element that really makes me proud for working for Vodacom. Then when you think about connecting for a better future, it goes all the way from building networks, from installing those towers in underprivileged areas, irrespective of the level of profit that would come from that particular tower at a particular point in time. It comes from connecting schools. It comes from working with the Tanzanian government and the UN and Vodafone Group Foundation, trying to come up with a solution to one maternity problem that the Tanzanians have, which is a program that we're very proud. We call Mama, and it's something we're very proud of. It goes with the digital education platforms. We have a Connect You platform that we're really proud of, that basically offers digital education content for all our markets. In Egypt, we have a program called Talim, which is similar to Connect You. It basically offers free curricular education to underprivileged students. We have programs like Maeki, which is a sustainability program that offers opportunities for ladies in the Upper Egypt that can make uh, it can work basically to promote the company's services against revenue that they get, which is basically an inclusive income for them. I think I've touched on that in my first intervention. Um, so Vodafone Egypt had a particular, I would say, advantage, given the trust that was built throughout a number of years with the governments, regulators, stakeholders at large. The investment that in hundreds of millions of dollars that the shareholders had created for in the country. It helped in obtaining opportunities to connect for a better future, to really serve our purpose. So when you think about it, the trust that was put in the company had actually caused us in Vodafone Egypt to be able to win the universal health insurance bid with the government. Had helped with the metro access automation, which is also one of the projects that Vodafone Egypt is working on today, had helped with the automation and digitization of the Grand Egyptian Museum, which Vodafone Egypt had also on. So it's the technology excellence, it's the trustworthiness, where you know that the government and the ecosystem knows that if Vodafone Egypt says we can make it happen, then they can make it happen. They know that they can make it happen in a compliant manner. We can make it happen in a trustworthy manner, and they think win-win beyond just the basic revenue Excel sheet type conversations.